Ladies and gentlemen, we are moving in towards the end of the year, towards Christmas, and with it, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a present. So over the next week, I'm going to be bringing you 3 of the biggest story videos that I have ever made. If you didn't know, I uploaded a video yesterday, and it turns out the next 2 games we're going to be getting are Black Ops games, one taking place in the Gulf War, and one being a sequel to Black Ops 2. Well, today, this story video is going to be all about the original Black Ops, also tying into Black Ops 2, but specifically around a character by the name of Viktor Reznov. As far as his character goes, I believe he is one of the biggest mysteries out of any character, out of any story within the Call of Duty and Black Ops universe. And today, we are going to come to a definitive solution as to what happened to Viktor Reznov. Now, if you enjoy these videos take far more editing than my normal video, far more research, far more time. So if you like these story videos and want to see me dive deeper into other characters, other Call of Duty games, not necessarily Modern Warfare 3, because we all know views around Modern Warfare 3 have been pretty much at an all-time low. So if you want to see more videos like this one, the way to show me is by hitting that like button. Also, if you enjoy the video, it's always appreciated if you hit that like button. But I don't normally ask for that kind of thing, so if you guys do enjoy, be sure to hit that like button. By the way, the final story video that we have going up before the end of the year, it is one that I have worked the hardest on, did the most research on, and is the one that you guys have asked more for than anything else over the past 4 years. Needless to say, it's a big one. So hit the like button for that. But without further ado, let's get into solving some mysteries.
You right. I met him.
Viktor Reznov.
My friend.
Starting off with Viktor Reznov, he was introduced to us not in Black Ops, but rather Call of Duty World at War in the Battle of Stalingrad. He's introduced to you where there is a giant massacre, but he remains still alive and talks you through a giant sniper mission. Later on in Black Ops 1, you are in, as Alex Mason, Vorkuta prison, and alongside Viktor Reznov, you mount an escape, working your way, escaping the prison, breaking through the prison walls, and by the very end, you and Viktor Reznov are escaping on a vehicle. And when you jump off onto the train, Viktor rides off into the sunset, never to be seen again. And from here, it is assumed that Viktor Reznov was killed after this.
Your turn! Come on! Step 8, Reznov! Freedom! For you, Mason! Not for me! Reznov! Reznov. He was my friend. But he didn't make it out.
However, throughout the entirety of the Black Ops 1 campaign, Alex Mason would see Viktor Reznov in all essentially his darkest moments. When he was alone, when he felt lost, when he didn't know where to go or what to do, Viktor Reznov was there to hold his hand and direct him in the proper direction where the mission needed to go. However, by the end of the Black Ops 1 campaign, Hudson and Weaver fill us in on a strange bit of information telling us that Viktor Reznov was never really there and that he died in Vorkuta prison.
Viktor Reznov's been dead for 5 years. He died at Vorkuta during the escape. All the years you thought he was with you, that was just in your mind.
So that is case closed and shut. It would just turned out that Reznov was inside Mason's head, just like the numbers, and don't worry, we'll get to the numbers, the entire time. However, when we go forward to Black Ops 2 and we're looking back at the old missions, when playing as Alex Mason, once again in a desperate moment, Alex Mason once again sees Viktor Reznov.
So, we're in a desert buried to here. Who does your father think rides up on a horse to save us?
Tricky Vic.
Ha! See? You're just like your old man. No, it wasn't him.
So this one's strange because he already knows that Reznov's dead, yet he is seeing him again. But hey, it's a desperate moment. Maybe his mind is just playing tricks on him with the numbers once again. However, what if I told you that Black Ops 1 was actually filled with information telling us that Reznov was not dead, and the story that we were being told in regards to Reznov was far from the truth? So the first big bit of evidence in regards to this is if we actually go in at the very beginning of every single Black Ops mission, there's a little code that they give us that is scrubbed out. But if you take all of these codes and decipher them, it translates to this: Reznov is dead. Or is he dead? There was no body. Is he who he says he is. So this brings us back to the end of Vorkuta when we jump onto the train, Reznov drives off into the distance. I have a rule on this channel. In Call of Duty, if you don't see a body, the character is probably not dead. This is a great example of it, but it's just the beginning. You see, a lot of you may not have known this because it's kind of off the grid in the main Black Ops campaign, but there's actually a terminal that you can go into and you can see emails from Jason Hudson. And specifically, there is a set of emails from someone by the name of John Trent. And I think you'll be able to piece this together as we go through this. The subject is, everything you know is wrong. And the very first email says, you don't know me, but I know Alex Mason. You will learn to trust me. Everything changes on Friday. By the way, these emails that you can go through are insane. I could probably make a 4-hour long video just on these emails alone, but we're going to stick with John Trent for this one. The second email from John Trent is titled, Now You Understand. It says, it was by the hand of Nikita Dragovich. This is just the beginning. They are everywhere. Start at Vorkuta. To escape the breakout, you know one of them, the other one just died. So what this refers to is Nikita Dragovich doing the brainwashing sequence that he did on Alex Mason in Vorkuta prison. However, he says that they are everywhere, referring to the sleeper cell spies that Alex Mason now is. He also said that 2 people escaped the breakout, referring to Alex Mason and Viktor Reznov's. However, he says the other one just died. So then it gets even crazier because John Trent sends another email, this time to John F. Kennedy. Subject, you have 1 day left. The body of it says, victory cannot be achieved without sacrifice. Now, this is another sub-story within Black Ops 1 that I'm going to briefly go on a tangent about. If you didn't already know, when Alex Mason was brainwashed, numbers were put into his head. Well, not so much numbers as a way to decode them. You see, during the Cold War and during this period of time in the real world, it was said that a numbers broadcast station was put out there by the Soviet Union in the real world. And these numbers could be decoded by Soviet spies to get orders at a distance. And then in Black Ops 1, Alex Mason was brainwashed not only to understand these numbers, but to take orders without question. And the rumor is, and the main reason why Alex Mason was brainwashed, was to assassinate JFK. Now, believe it or not, this is not the only unsolved mystery in the Black Ops universe. Another one of many is whether or not Alex Mason assassinated JFK. And if you want to see that video or any other of these unsolved mysteries, let me know down in the comments, and of course hit that like button, because the more likes these videos get, the more likely I am to do more Call of Duty mysteries like this one. But anyway, you're filled in. Numbers are in Mason's head. He's brainwashed to assassinate JFK, and John Trent is sending an email to Kennedy to kind of warn him. Now, here's the weird part about the body of that paragraph. This is word for word what Viktor Reznov says to Alex Mason before the escape in Vorkuta prison.
Victory cannot be achieved without sacrifice, Mason.
Now, in the next email to Jason Hudson, once again sent by John Trent, it's called a single step. This one is followed by a number sequence, but it says, her name is Evelyn Cross. The photo is for your eyes only. This will be my last letter for quite some time. When the time comes, you will know what to do. Now, Evelyn Cross refers to the person reading the number sequence that we hear throughout the game. The person talking over the radio is indeed Evelyn Cross. But oh, it does not end there, because in the final email from John Trent to Jason Hudson, it says, subject, you have done well. Please tell Mason one last thing. This time, it's freedom for both of us. Both of them referring to, of course, Alex Mason being freed from Vorkuta, and now John Trent, aka Viktor Reznov, being freed as well. Because keep in mind, at the end of the Vorkuta mission, when Mason tells Reznov it's time for freedom, this is what Reznov has to say.
Step 8, Reznov! Freedom! For you, Mason! Not for me! Reznov!
So that is all for Black Ops 1, but there's a lot more information that you need to know. Now, there is some information within Zombies that I'm going to leave out of this. The main reason being, I don't know whether it's canon in the main story or not. They make that part very confusing, but I do believe that there's enough evidence in the other games to give us a direct conclusion what to think about Viktor Reznov. The first comes from the game Black Ops 4. In that game, we are introduced to not a campaign, but several audio files that give us a little bit about the story. And this one specifically refers to Frank Woods, Alex Mason, and of course, Viktor Reznov.
Yeah, I brought him back, using your fucking numbers.
My numbers. No longer.
Alright, he's in here. You ready?
Duh.
Mason!
Yeah, this better be goddamn good, because you woke me up.
Mason! You look like hammered shit.
It's all in your mind, Woods. Reznov. Oh.
Fuck! No! Mason! Mason, stop! Stop! He's real! He's right here! He made it out of Vorkuta. I want you to look at him. Mason, look at him!
It is me, comrade. Reznov. Frank, what the fuck?
Yeah, hell. He was the first.
The first what?
The first archetype.
Now, I need to be clear, in Black Ops 4, there is this new thing called archetypes, where essentially they can reanimate old dead people, kind of like Jurassic Park, but with humans. And in this, that is what these characters are. At this point, Alex Mason, Frank Woods, and Viktor Reznov are already dead, but the interesting part about that recording is that they specifically state that Reznov never died at Vorkuta. But again, this doesn't prove anything. And the one last thing comes from Black Ops 2. I briefly mentioned it before, but when Alex Mason and Frank Woods were stranded in the desert, it was stated by Alex Mason that the person on horseback to come and save them was none other than Viktor Reznov. Frank Woods questions it because he says, why wouldn't Reznov stick around to answer some questions? However, one last question is left unturned. If Viktor Reznov didn't come and save them, who did? And keep in mind, it's not Alex Mason telling the story, it's Frank Woods. So deep down, somewhere, he must believe it as well. So the reason why this is an unsolved mystery is we do not have 100% evidence that Viktor Reznov survived Vorkuta. However, all of the evidence, the emails from John Trent, the decoding of the Black Ops missions, him being seen in Black Ops 2, and once again the audio recording from Black Ops 4, all lead us to believe that indeed Viktor Reznov made it out alive and had his freedom living as John Trent. So that is it. Let me know what you think down in the comments, but keep in mind, this isn't the only mystery from the Black Ops universe. And if you would like to see more videos like this one, be sure to hit that like button because things left unturned include, did Alex Mason really assassinate JFK? What do the numbers actually mean? And my personal favorite, how did Frank Woods get captured by Raul Menendez? All of these, I believe, have answers hidden throughout the games, and all of which I would love to make videos on. But first, I need to see if you guys want to see them. So if you enjoyed this video, liked it, want to see more, be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on, hit that like button. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And as always, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, peace.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're making